Okay guys, what's going on? Rooster in Tennessee here. Going to do a test video for a customer, just a functionality test on this 8-pill Standard 2879. This is for David. I had intended on using this excess power super bank, but I need to get some terminals in. As you can see with the little terminals that come with it, could prove quite hard to hook everything up to it. So we're just going to test it off the 100 amp or 90 amp power supply, and we'll see enough out of it to know that it's working good. Going to test it with this little Palomar 250 HD, and I will show you what it's doing. I think it's doing about 160-70 watts, and I'm only running it off of this small power supply. Now you probably say, well, why are you just running it off the small power supply? I want to give the 8-pill all the power supply that I can off this 90 amp supply. Since we're already limited to the 90 amp power supply, I want to have all the current, all the voltage, everything we can get going to this guy, since we're already going to be starving it. So the little 250 is going to run off the 12, 14 amp supply, whatever it is. We might be starving it a little bit. It's probably going to show a little bit less, but we'll test all that and show you what we're putting into it. This, that, and the other. Dead key going into this thing, I would start out at 10 watts going in and work my way up to maybe 20, maybe more than 20. You know, every setup's going to be different. I believe it's going to key about 10 times what you put into it. So we got a couple different slugs here we'll be using. We'll be using a 2500 for our final output. Got 1,000 here. Probably won't be using it because we'll end up doing more PEP than this thing will handle. So we'll probably just jump to the 2500, and I've got a 500 in there right now. So first things first, I'm going to turn the 8-pill off. We've just got the little Palomar on. I'm going to test it on low, medium, and high so you guys have a reference for what it's doing. On high, average power, 500 watt slug. Audio. What was that, about 70 watts average? And like I said, this little guy's probably doing less than it actually can. I think I tested it on the big supply and it was doing 180, 190 watts. But being on this little power supply, it's doing 1 volt less and might be underpowered a little bit. Okay, this is PEP, 500 watt slug, high power. Audio, 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 audio. So about 160 peak. And what I'll do is I'll just go to medium. Audio, 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 audio. About 145. And we'll go down to low just for kicks. Audio, 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 audio. Just a little past 100 on low. Audio. 110 watts peak on low. So there we go. That's what it does. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop this 500 watt slug out. Just a reminder, my dummy load's only good for 1500 too. So probably good that we're not driving this thing full output. And the way I see it, a test video, even though I'm not going to show the extreme full output of it, at least we know that it's working properly. You'll be able to see it work, and a video is better than no video at all. But a nice amp here. We'll go ahead and power it up. The fans get to circulating good. And we'll just start out on high power. I don't see why not. We'll start out on high with the little 250. And first thing we'll do is test current draw. And I know my power supply is going to sag down because we're about to be putting it in a bind. For sure going to be putting the power supply in a twist over here. Okay, I was checking my dead key. Just for reference, I think I'm putting about 20 watts in, dead key wise. We're on the top scale, 2500 watt scale. and we're getting between 200 and 250 watts dead key coming out. Okay, so let's see what it does here. Current draw first. This is just the 8-pill drawing current. The 2-pill is on its own little supply. Audio. Almost 85 amps. Let's see what kind of voltage we're dropping to. Audio 13.9, and it's not showing the current draw, but again, that could be a glitch in the amp meter because we know the clamp meter is going to be accurate. Audio drawing on up there, getting close to 85 amps, 84, 83, something along those lines, and it's about 160 peak watts going in, 150, 160 PEP going in. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to test average output. Again, this amp, we're putting 150 to 160 in. I think that little guy was doing about 160. This amp needs around 300 watts PEP for maximum output. I think the guy getting it, I think David's going to put about 250, 200 into it. So he should see some real good numbers, but for absolute max, 275 to 300 watts peak. So we're really putting about half what it needs. So keep that in mind with the numbers you're seeing. This is not anywhere near max output. And as you can see by the current, I recommend a 150 amp power supply for to fully power one of these. We're drawing 85 amps. So right there in line with what I'm getting at there. Okay, enough of that. 2500 watt slug, right there it is. Top scale, we're going to do average power. Show you're right. Audio. So top is 500. The next hash mark would be 750. I would say that's pretty close to about 600 what we're looking at there on the audio. 600 watts average. Max output, I would expect 800 to 900 average out of this thing. Maybe a little more. You know, you might hit 1,000 average, but seeing about 600 watts average with what we're putting in it, so pretty good there. We'll go to PEP. Now my 90 amp power supply also, I'll just say this as a reminder, it's being fed with a just a 15 amp standard outlet, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, PEP, audio, 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 audio. About 1400 watts PEP. 600 average, 14 PEP. All things considered, I think this thing's running like a charm. I really wish that I could have got this hooked up, but without really making a mess and having some stuff kind of unsafe, I didn't want to put it in line with those small terminals on it. I wasn't even thinking about that. I need to get some terminals to go on it because I'm keeping this one for myself. But I really would have liked to have ran it with it. I have ran the Maxwell Super Cat before with the 8-pill, and I think I got it up to about 1700, 1750 with about 200 watts going in. So we're really just about to max my power supply out. All things considered, I think that's a pretty dang good output. 160 PEP in, 1400 out, 1375 out, whatever you want to call it. Our power supply is dropping below 14 volts, 13.8. So putting it in the bind. Yeah, nice running 8-pill, I believe. Like I said, sorry I can't show you max output, man. My dummy load's only rated for 1500. I have ran amps past 1500 before. 8-pills in specifically, I've ran them to 1800 watts, but just with the current situation, without having the proper terminals and stuff, I think this output test will be enough to show you that it's doing what it should and is capable of doing what it should. Okay, that's it. Fat Boy Products, 8 pill, 160, 150 PEP in, 1400 out, 600 watts average. Again, average power one last time. Show your audio. 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 I'd call that 600. Some people may say a little more. Some may say a little less, but I think that's about 600 watts average. All right, man. Hope you enjoy. I appreciate it, David. I'll try to get this thing shipped out today or tomorrow via UPS. Good running amp. Fat Boy straight 8 standard HG2879s. Questions, comments, complaints, let me know. I've got one more of these in stock. If somebody's interested, I have one more ready to go. No wait time, no pre-order, no down payment needed. Just buy it straight out, just like this gentleman did. It'll be ready to go for you. One more available. All right, guys, Rooster in Tennessee. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Y'all take care. See you, bye.